One question I get a lot, whether in confession or spiritual direction, or just in conversations with people, is, what does it mean to, as a Christian, to watch wholesome shows as opposed to those which are really maybe have a lot of other mixed stuff in it? And one of the examples I remember hearing a lot at sometimes at chastity talks, where someone offered you the most delicious of pies and said, "There's just a little bit of dog doo-doo in there. Would you eat it?" No matter how good it smelled or looked, would you really eat it and say, "Well, it's just a little bit of doo-doo"? No, you would go like, "No way! I don't want to take it. I don't want anything to do with that pie, no matter how it looks to me initially." And do we apply such things when it comes to what we take in our mind and therefore even into our soul? Of course, while we're home with COVID or because it's summer, we have a much more likely chance to be watching potentially more TV than normal, and usually not even so much TV. We're watching like Prime or things like that, which is perfectly fine in moderation. But we should make sure that we're really aware of what we're watching and what content it has. And immediately, I think probably you're thinking, "Oh, he's talking about sexual content." Well, no, not just that. I mean, the themes of things can sometimes be really contrary to our Christian values. In other words, there can be themes that are just indulging in violence. And making it a type of entertainment. And I'm not talking about so much always war movies where they're trying to showing what happens there. I'm talking about movies that can be just very, very sickeningly violent and indulging in ways that people die or something like that. In terms of a comedy that just has a lot of inappropriate humor, or a good amount of inappropriate humor that again just we're laughing at things we know we really shouldn't be, or that we don't really agree with. And yes, it's funny, but if I could see my guardian angel next to me, would I really be laughing? If I could see or recognize that moment, how the Holy Spirit dwells within me, would I really be watching this? Or it can be other types of even dramas that again have themes or have within it a way of twisting reality or twisting values that are just don't really go along with what it means to be a Christian. And so those are things that we do need to take into account. And this is why even before you get into a series or something, maybe looking up, what's this about, or what's this episode about, and what's in it? There's all sorts of websites now that can give you great details of TV shows and movies, what's in it, the content, and it can be worth looking at, because we as human beings, we are so affected by our senses that we listen to something long enough, we watch something long enough, pretty soon we're thinking and speaking like that. Or I found sometimes when I was looking at a series or something, my mind would constantly be drifting back towards things in that series. Themes of various kinds. I had to really be careful to go, am I staying moderate enough, and am I getting so into this that I'm not able to separate as well what is good from what is bad? Because a lot of these mix them up. They sometimes even twist them around in terms of our Christian values, making what is good bad and what is bad good. And before you know it, you're especially with a very passive mind, which is our tendency with TV especially and movies, is that we start adopting these things in, and it can pretty quickly start making us think, "Ooh, well maybe that's true," because it's not engaging so much our intellect. And so we do have to be very careful as Christians with what we're watching, what we're taking into our soul, into our mind, because we're made in the image and likeness of God. We're called to a purposefulness in this world, and God has really great things He wants to fill our minds and hearts with. And again, this doesn't mean not have any entertainment, but just make sure that it's something that won't embarrass my guardian angel, won't sadden the Holy Spirit, but instead enrich me as a person and help me to really be able to use the good that's in the artistry of the actors and the hopefully well-written script of the writers, to use that and see the world in ways maybe I haven't before, and to use that for a good purpose. That's what I often try to do with homilies, is take good things from our culture, from entertainment, and use them well. And hopefully that way we all grow, and we all have a different perspective that helps us in the long term. God bless you. Bye-bye.